Tonight is CNN exclusive on probably the most talked about moment of last night's Democratic debate, which actually happened just seconds after the debate, after the confrontation over whether Senator Bernie Sanders once told Senator Elizabeth Warren that a woman could not be elected president. Even without the sound, the moment did not look like a warm and friendly encounter. But without actually knowing what was said, it was impossible to know for sure. Tonight, CNN is the first to obtain the audio, and we're going to play it for you shortly. But first, Jeff Zeleny joins us now with more on the story that it tells. Jeff, go ahead.
Anderson, good evening. It was an extraordinary moment. As you said, it was seen but not heard as Elizabeth Warren came face to face with Bernie Sanders in the moments right after the debate last night in Iowa. Now, rivals were shaking hands and they were congratulating each other for a job well done. But Warren clearly had something on her mind to tell Sanders. And tonight, we know just what it was. With applause still ringing at the end of the Democratic debate in Iowa last night, the simmering feud between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders suddenly boiled over.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion. You called me, you told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good. Okay.
She walked away without a handshake after intentionally trying to de-escalate the fight earlier in the debate.
Bernie is my friend, and I am not here to try to fight with Bernie.
But Warren wanted to make a point that a woman can win the presidency. It was one of the most memorable lines of the night.
Look at the men on this stage. Collectively, they have lost 10 elections. The only people on this stage who have won every single election that they've been in are the women.
They were sparring over a comment Warren says Sanders made during a private meeting in 2018 that a woman couldn't win the White House. Sanders strongly.
A lot of time on this because this is what Donald.
Okay, you watch the way that CNN frames that. They say that Warren tried to de-escalate the debate. In reality, CNN, their specific moderators, they wouldn't even take what Bernie said seriously. They were not being objective about the whole situation. They were, you watch the actual debate and they turn around right after Bernie said he didn't say it, and they turn to Elizabeth Warren and say, so how did you feel when he said that? When a really objective moderator would have said, what's your response to Bernie Sanders' remark? And so I wanted to go ahead and show you this article from CNN as well. There's a lot of people that are ticked off about CNN. It's why you have CNN as garbage, CNN is trash, it's trending. They don't take Bernie serious. They don't give him even the possibility of really defending himself and taking that defense serious, even though as people like Kyle Kalinske and Anna Kasparian point out, Bernie encouraged Elizabeth Warren to run in the 2016 election. He campaigned really hard for Hillary Clinton. He went and gave like 40 speeches for her. Why would he do that if he didn't think that a woman could win? Let's go ahead and read CNN's article about the winners. Now, when I saw this, I was literally almost laughing over it. I don't understand how they can even pretend to be even-handed. So look at what they say about Pete Buttigieg. They say that he showed that he's the best debater in the field. According to who? Who has actually said that Pete Buttigieg is a great debater? What did he do that stood out so well? They don't really talk about like the specifics. They say he spoke forcefully and powerfully about his issues with Donald Trump's approach to Iran. They said that, of course, Elizabeth Warren, that she won the debate, even though she was getting slammed on Twitter right after. She said that she had never lost a race, and it wasn't just a zinger. And then look, of course, they say Amy Klobuchar went into the debate, and that she cast herself as a pragmatic alternative to voters looking for someone other than Biden, or to a lesser extent Buttigieg. What a surprise that those are the people that CNN chooses as the winners of the debate. Had they ever chosen Bernie as a winner of the debate? And this begs the question, like, why don't people take CNN seriously? And really, it comes down to the fact that they are promoting certain candidates over others. I don't like Tucker Carlson especially, but he did a clip the other night explaining how CNN, they are having to pay out a lot of money to the unions, and how the owner takes that personal and how he goes after Bernie. And even though I don't agree with him on very many things, I agree with him on that. Understand that there are powerful individuals that own media corporations throughout the country, and they don't like a candidate like Bernie Sanders, who's going to be a threat to their profits, going to be a threat to their power. And it's nothing new. Bernie writes about it in his book Our Revolution. He writes about media companies. This is why independent journalism is so important. I really support like the Young Turks, people like Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur. I support Kyle Kulinski. Those are good independent journalists who don't have corporate bosses that are telling them what they need to say and the candidates that they need to push. You watch that encounter at the end of the debate when Elizabeth Warren says, "You called me a national liar on TV." She had to have known that the mics would pick up on that. What a childish thing to say. Why didn't she call Bernie before the debate and they could talk about that? Or why didn't she wait until after? It's probably because she is wanting to appear like she's right. People say, why would she ever say that if she isn't telling the truth? And I haven't done a ton of research on it, but Kyle Kulinski brings up the point that Elizabeth Warren has brought on a lot of former Hillary staffers, a lot of former Kamala staffers, and so they are slamming this topic of gender. And sometimes there's this little bubble in in liberal groups where people have this idea that the American public really is concerned about these social issues, that they're super concerned about electing women or electing a gay person. Now, I think that most voters, they're not necessarily going to dismiss someone for that reason. But really, people care about policy, people care about economics. If it's all about electing a woman, we could go ahead and elect Sarah Palin, or someone like Mia Love, or there's all kinds of women that we could promote, but it's about policy, first and foremost. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. We'll have more coming out on history and politics. Again, CNN and their coverage of the debate and their coverage of Bernie. It's very easy to understand why people are upset about that. They don't even pretend to be objective. Go watch Anna Kasparian going on Chris Cuomo's show, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching.